partner up with, because both of them are just absolutely phenomenal. The first individual I want to bring to you, this young lady, she works for the government by day, but at night she changes families' lives. She's a $5,000 bonus earner. She's one of the newest directors. Guys, she's leading teams all across the country. I want y'all to stand on your feet and help me welcome LaDonna Spradley. And my partner in success. This next gentleman I want to bring up, this gentleman is he's a platform, well, let me put it like this, he's an industry expert. He's been in the business of beauty for over 20 years. He's been helping teaching stylists, and he's transferred those skills over here. This gentleman has already had one director that he's responsible for. If it wasn't for this gentleman, there would be no Team Milwaukee or Team Domination. And a lot of people don't know that. But this gentleman has the largest team in my entire organization. I'm so happy to bring Kevin Anthony White to the stage. Well, guys, real quick, what we're going to do, because I want to make sure, we're going to talk. What I want to do is, we're going to just expound on what the incredible Trey Harrison, LaDonna, and Melody did last boot camp. But we want to talk to you about the 7 compelling reasons why you're in the right place at the right time. What Mr. Bradley just shared with you, guys, we just want to kind of give you some things to really, it's almost like peeling an onion. Guys, by the time we finish this, we understand our objective is simply this. We want to help you strengthen your posture and number 1, your confidence. There are 2 days this is ZAMZUU. The first is the day that you join ZAMZUU. The second is the day that ZAMZUU gets into you. And guys, by the time we finish this training, it's gonna set you up for everything that you're gonna receive today. You're gonna walk out here so confident, you're gonna wait for somebody to say something about your company, right? But guys, y'all ready to get started? So, what I wanna do is, we talk about a business that's booming. And what we want you to understand is, guess what? According to Fortune magazine, everybody say Fortune. Fortune. It's an investor's dream. It's the best kept secret of the business world. It's an industry with steady annual growth, healthy cash flow, high returns on invested capital, long-term prospects for global expansion. Guys, your former president, Bill Clinton, he said your industry promotes core values all around the globe and gives people a chance to make the most of their lives. Everybody know who Warren Buffett is? Yes. The Oracle of Omaha? He says, this is the best investment I ever made. Wow. That's a billionaire. Yeah. John Fleming, he's the publisher of Direct Selling News, and he says direct sales have grown more than 91% over the last 10 years, and currently enjoying annual sales of $36 billion in the United States and $114 billion worldwide. Come on, let's go a little further. Yeah. Everybody say the business of the 21st century. The business of the 21st century. Guys, it has over 20 million Americans, 67 people worldwide who are already part of the business of the 21st century. Wow. According to Entrepreneurial Spirit, do you know that every week 175,000 people in the United States are joining this business? Did you know worldwide over 300,000 people are diving in head first? And watch this, despite the explosive growth, do you know that we have less than 1% of the people, so it's everybody say ground floor. Ground floor. Guys, you're in the right place at the right time. See, whether you call it direct selling, whether you call it network marketing, whether you call it multi-level marketing, referral marketing, one-on-one split second marketing, whatever you call it, everybody say the business is booming. The business is booming. How many want to be a part of a business that has that type of growth? See, a lot of times, because we don't know this, and they did a great job explaining, our posture is like, when somebody says network marketing, but let me help you. Has anybody know the difference between an amateur and a professional? What's the difference?
Amateur's trying to
get paid. So professional gets paid, and amateur doesn't. If I take pictures and I don't get paid, I do it as a hobby, I'm an amateur. But if I take pictures and somebody pays me, I'm considered a professional. Watch this. Has anybody ever referred somebody to a beautician? How about a restaurant? Yes. How about a movie? Yes. Before this business, did you get paid for it?
No. Amateur.
So now that we help you get paid for it, now you consider a professional, right?
Ooh, yeah.
We're just simply showing you how to get paid to do what you already do. Does that make sense? Yes. Now, real quick, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna talk about 7 trends. And like I said, you're participating anyway, guys. We do the same things. We just find a way to get paid for it. Doesn't make you feel good? Now, what we're gonna do is real quick, we're gonna talk about the 7 compelling reasons. And I'm gonna do the first one, and then each of us is gonna have we're gonna talk about these. But everybody say, mind my business. Mind my business. Everybody say, mind my business. Mind my business. Robert Kiyosaki says, living paycheck to paycheck has simply become a way of life. Financial struggle is often a direct result of where people working all their lives for someone else. And many people have nothing at the end of their working days. But everybody said, well, I'm part of a new generation. I'm part of a new generation. There's a new generation of entrepreneurial-minded people reversing this once inevitable substance by starting their own business. Guys, we're talking about an industry that's booming. Y'all ready? Now we're gonna talk about the 7 compelling reasons, and I'm so excited. Now, y'all ready? Atlanta, y'all ready? Yes, sir. Yeah. Jill already talked about expectations. Y'all ain't expecting. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Okay. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna take you on a quick journey. There was a group of people born between 1946. Well, let me say this. How many of y'all know if you can predict the needs of a group of people and get there before the masses do, that's the key to wealth. Yeah. You understand? If there's a need and I can provide that need, how many of y'all know that's the key to wealth? Let's take a look. There's a group of people born between 1946 and 1964. Anybody know what that group of people are called? Baby boomers. Let's take a journey. There was over 1 billion babies born. Any baby boomers in here? Over 1 billion, right? And the reason they called baby boomers because it was a boom, right? Now watch this. We're just gonna take a progression and take a look. And I want y'all to participate because I want to see if y'all remember some of these things. Now, initially, they had to find a way to take those babies. They had cloth diapers, and then they changed to disposable diapers. Y'all remember that company? Pampers. Is that still a viable company today?
Yes, it is.
So they found a way to meet the needs of that group of individuals, baby boomers, to clothe them, and Pampers is a household name. Then they had to find a way to feed them. Then there was another company that came on the scene. Anybody heard of that company? What's the name of that company? Then they had to find a way to clothe them. Anybody remember Stride Ride? Yeah. Buster Brown? Yeah. Right, y'all remember that, right? Let's go a little further. Guess what? Didn't those baby boomers needed something to play with?
Wow.
Yeah. You ever heard of Tonka, Hasbro, Mattel? Are those companies still around today? Yeah. Then guess what? Those babies needed something. They remember TV? Anybody remember the big screen TV with the ears, with the elephant ears? Anybody remember Conjunction Junction? What's your function? How about that album?
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
Comic books. See, guess what? That's when everything came on the scene because they was trying to find a way to meet the needs of those group of people. Then from there, guess what? You had to take these kids, remember the station wagon? Yeah. The kids were starting to go to school. Remember the 8-track cassette tapes? Remember McDonald's? See, guess what? Now we're finding a way to, guess what? Feed those children because they're on the go. Now, this is going to make sense in a second. Now, guess what? Construction took off. Real estate went through. Why? Because we had to find a way to schools, to clothes. I mean, everything. The schools took then those kids get ready. Remember the big cell phone? Remember school? Now they start going to school. Remember the big computer? Now, this is not the mainframe. Y'all remember the computer, your phone, right? Let me just put these up here. Then those baby boomers started getting married. They started having families. They started having kids. Then there was something called pre-approved. They got good jobs. They got something called credit. Y'all remember that? But then it used to be where Social Security had so many people putting in, like one coming out for every 30 or something putting in. Now it's 1 to 3. So social insecurity won't be here. But how many know our government is bankrupt? And then you had something called debt. Now if people handled their money right, guess what? In 2000, every 8 seconds a baby boomer was retired. And if they had their money right, they had more time and money, what would they do? Do y'all remember in 2001 there was a company that got started? See, it caught ahead. It was, if I can predict the needs of this group of people, that's the key to wealth. Now, having said all that, baby boomers between 1946 and 1964, there was a group of people born between the 80s called Generation X. Anybody in Generation X? Woo! Then there was a group of people, the millennium, born between the 80s to 2010, Generation Y. Anybody in Generation Y? Okay. But let me ask you a question, because we're setting up for what they're about to show you. There's something that all 3 of these generations have in common. Guess what? We got different tastes in music, different artists, different things, but there's something that connects all three generations. Anybody know what that is? What is it? Internet. Guys, you're absolutely right, the internet. And guys, here's what we want you to understand. The internet has changed the way we do everything. Whether you are 8 to 80, we want you to understand the internet has affected all generations. Guys, that's the very first reason. So if you write down what's the first reason, the first reason is the internet. Now, I want y'all to read this and we're gonna go to point 2. I want y'all to read this on the count of 3. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3.
No longer is it necessary to spend years climbing the corporate ladder. All you need to do these days is start an internet company and crown yourself CEO.
All you gotta do is what?
Crown yourself CEO.
After you start what?
Internet company.
Where's ZAMZUU at?
Right there.
ZAMZUU is where? Internet. So the first point is what?
Internet.
The internet. Now, point 2.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, point 2. Point 2, we're talking about the internet, and the internet is e-commerce. Say e-commerce.
E-commerce.
And we all know that e-commerce is what? The buying and selling
Some goods over the internet.
goods over the internet, right? But did you know that Forrester's study says about 42% of the retail sales grossed about $917 billion? Y'all got quiet. $917 billion in 2009. That's phenomenal, right? How many people want a little piece of that $917 billion? I'm telling you, we all know, November 2010, what happened? 2010, Cyber Monday, right? $1.2 billion in one day. And now the experts are saying about 2014, that's expected to grow 53%. Now we're talking about $917 billion. Listen to the numbers, right? And then we're talking about $1 billion in one day. And then it's gonna what? Grow. 53%. How many people feel they're in the right place at the right time? But how many people feel you're in the right company? If you feel you're in the right company with the right people at the right time and with the right teamwork, stand up. Stand up. You're in the right place. I'm in the right place.
I'm in the right place.
The right time.
The right time.
The right company.
The right company.
And who are we? Teamwork. Who are we?
Teamwork.
All right, we got participation. Now, e-commerce is doing 2 things. One of the things it's doing is creating new opportunity. That's major. Everybody in here tonight, if we have guests, we are what? Brokers, right? First and foremost. But if you're looking at the internet, it's creating millionaires. Look at Facebook. How many people have a Facebook account? Just about everybody in here. If you're not, you're left behind already. Facebook, 700 big, actually that's changed. Mark Zuckerberg is the youngest billionaire. The youngest billionaire, right? And then you're looking at YouTube. Those 2 gentlemen there, actually was 3 that started, but those 2 are the limelight, Chad Hurley and Steve Chan. Ground floor. Remember Cedric was talking about ground floor? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is what I want you to do, a little exercise. I want you to write down the date you joined the business. That is your ground floor date. That's your date. The date you joined the business. Write down the date. That is your ground floor date. That's when you started, right? Because Priscilla Pitts, you are the next Mark Zuckerberg, right? Andrew Ross, you are the next Steve Chan, right? See, we all have that opportunity now. Why? Because of e-commerce. Why? Because of the internet. And the other thing it's doing is destroying the old ways that we do business. See, no longer are we standing in line, right? What we're doing? Shopping online. And what is that? E-commerce. See, the brick and mortar, like the buildings with all the light bills, the employees and all that, that's going away. Most things are going to the internet. If you're looking at Netflix, to Blockbuster out, right? They weren't prepared. It went to the internet. Barnes & Noble, Things Remember, Linden Things, all those stores, brick and mortar, are closing. And everything's going to the internet. That is a clue for y'all tonight. Now, participation. Why do you think most people are shopping online today? What are some of the reasons you shop online or that you know? Somebody throw some out there. Keep saying it, keep saying it. Because actually, whatever you're saying, you're right, right? So statistics show 74% says save time, right? Over 60% says it avoid the crowds. The crowds. A lot of people don't want to be in line, being hustled and bustled, right? Especially on those Black Friday days. Over 50% said they love shopping online to get those deals. 59% saving on gas. Actually, that probably should be number 1 or number 2 now. Right? With the gas prices going up, you can get deals. 55% say you get those promotional deals. Phenomenal. And over 40% offer wider selection. So e-commerce is growing and growing and growing and growing. And people are shopping online, millions and millions every day. So my question to you, why would they not shop with you? Right? Why would they not? I want you to paint this picture. We always talk about the franchise and the McDonald's. Just imagine yourself in every city, right? In every state, right? In every country. How many people want to be global or international? Right? So who are we again? We're teamwork, right? What does teamwork do? We open up what? Outlets. And how do we open up outlets? By broker license, right? That's it.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Great, great, great. I want to talk to you a little bit about social media. Now, understand something. Social media is the newest revelation that's out there. Okay, when you talk about all the different things that have happened in our country that are really just set this country apart, you talk about the industrial age, you talk about the manufacturing age. All of those ages are dwarfed in comparison to what social media is out here doing today. One of the things we want to understand is that think about how long it took different industries to reach 50 million subscribers or people. Well, let's talk about radio. It took about 38 years for radio to reach about 50 million people, right? Let's talk about television. It took about 13 years, a little faster, right? Let's talk about the internet. Wow. Only took 4 years. Only took 4 years. Look at the difference in radio. But they say the internet is reaching more people than radio is now. The internet is reaching more people than television is now, right? Guys, understand, Facebook, it only took it 9 months to reach 100 million subscribers. Incredible. Next. If you understand about business, it's very important for us to have, an intelligent mindset about business. If you look at, according to Business 2.0, it tells us that your relationships are now your assets. Think about that. Your relationships now are your assets. See guys, I come from the beauty industry. I'm a hairstylist. I own a hair salon. And I remember back during the days when I was trying to build my clientele. I did one little thing that really helped me because I realized something. See, the first person that I did, she was going to school. She stayed in the dormitory. And she was like the most popular girl in the dormitory. She knew all the other girls. And whatever she did, they would do. So I knew that. So guess what? I said, I'm going to take advantage of her network. And so what I did, I said, what, I'm going to do yours free. Every 3 persons you bring to me, I'm going to do yours for free. She brought me her whole dorm. Right? And so guys, I want you to understand the power of social networking, right? See, what does it say here? 78% of people trust the recommendation of a friend. That's what she did. She referred them to me. Based on her recommendation, they came to me, right? 14%, only 14% trust advertisements. Now, I learned that lesson. I took an ad out in one of the local, journals, Atlanta, newspaper. Cost me hundreds of dollars. I didn't get one client off of that. It was an expensive lesson. But it was free for me to just tap into my other clients' network, right? See, so social media now has taken word of mouth marketing and turned it into world of mouth marketing. See, now you can get a referral from all over the world, right? With social media. That's so very impressive. See, I want you to understand something about what Facebook has done. How many people have a Facebook account? It's almost everybody in the room. So I want you to understand, see, 96% of the people online have joined a social network. I want you to understand that if Facebook were a country, it will be the 4th largest country in the world. Only behind China, India, and the United States. And in 9 months, they put 100 million people into social media. Right? How much does it cost you to get a Facebook account?
Free.
0. Absolutely. See, the average person has over 120 friends on Facebook. It's almost like a status symbol now to say, you know what, I got 300 friends on Facebook. I got 3,000 friends on Facebook, right? It's almost a status thing, right? But that is doing something. See, now your relationships are now your assets. And see, guys, ZAMZUU is helping us, thank you. ZAMZUU is helping us to have an advantage. And that advantage is the fact that now your friends, your social network can now shop with you because you're allowing through ZAMZUU to put a face on the internet, right? Very impressive. So just doesn't it make sense for us to be a part of the internet and to take advantage of social media? It absolutely does.
Great job.
I want everybody to understand, people say, well, why are we going through the 7 compelling reasons to join ZAMZUU? We already in. We want to get your commitment, conviction letter inside you. Remember Mr. Bradley was saying today, you join ZAMZUU, but when ZAMZUU get into you. And these are also tips that can help you with your prospects, your objection, or things going on that nature. So the next one is we're talking about home-based business, right? That is powerful. Home-based business is booming. And it's not slowing down at all. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, there's an article and a magazine talking about the next 10 years, the millionaires are coming from the internet and home-based business. So again, it's confirmation that you're in the right place at the right time. And home-based business is not the wave of the future. It is the present. It's here now. And now we are positioned. But now we got to capitalize on what we have. So a home-based business is very, very powerful. And Fortune magazine says the day of living paycheck to paycheck, that's going away, right? Now we're in a 1099 society. How many believe that? We're in a 1099 society. Wow. 1 out of every household contains a home-based business. So just imagine as you're going home in your neighborhood, every 8th house, right, has a home-based business. And just imagine that could be a part of your organization. That's a powerful visual right there. And according to USA Today, 96% of all adults, 25 and 40 years of age, they want to own a home-based business. They want to do something for themselves. They want to control their own destiny. And why do they want to do that? Because of the economy. We all know the economy is spiraling. What's going on, right? If you understand, we work for the federal government, the government we call RIFs. That's reduction in force. That means people are being laid off. So a lot of them are not trying to climb that corporate ladder. What are they doing? They want to control their own destiny and open their home-based business. Now, the problem with the people that want to own their business, I want to open up my own hair salon, my own shoe shop, I want a McDonald's franchise. What is the problem with that? It's the money, the investment. Most people today don't have that, right? They don't have that. And then they may not have the experience to do that. So not only are they going to invest a whole lot of money to just get that brick and mortar, but then they have to do the training and get other professionals in that business with them. So, going back to a list of some advantages of having a home-based business, right? You control your own destiny, your own time, your own promotion, right? Your own raise, amen. I know I'm not in church, but y'all agree with me, right? You have that advantage. No employees, no paperwork, no inventory. I mean, the list is endless. You have unlimited training and support. For example, on today. Now, we only paid $15 for this training, but I'm telling you, you can catapult to a whole nother level. Going back to what Mr. Bradley, if you take the notes and go out and put it to action. Low risk, low investment, and then this company is what? It's willable to your children. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Now, the chance to start your own lucrative internet-based business, what you rather do? Invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to potentially make $1,000, and maybe not even that, and that's after 3 years, traditional business, right? Or would you rather invest hundreds of dollars that you know you can make thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even $1 million? Which one do you prefer? Y'all quiet, which one y'all prefer? So I'm telling you, you're definitely in the right place at the right time.
Well guys, what I want to do is real quick, because we have time, I'm going to quickly go through these next two. Y'all ready? Yes. Number one, you got to understand the power of leverage. J. Paul Getty said the number one secret to success is you got to be in business for yourself. When you work for someone else, you sell your time at wholesale to your employer, they sell it at retail to the customer. The second benefit is, he said, I'd rather have 1% the effort of 100 men than 100% effort of my own. So reason number 5 is leverage, overriding, and residual income. You got to understand this. Here's what we want you to understand. If you take a writer, they sit down for weeks, months, they write a book. You understand they put a lot of effort in a short period of time, but the real money comes from the royalties. Y'all follow that? Yeah. See, once they produce it, it's sold over and over, they make money off the royalties. Who was the highest paid entertainer last year? Who was number 2? Who was number 3? You don't know him. No, it's not John Lennon. It's actually this gentleman who wrote The Lord of the Rings. He wrote it, he died in 1973. He's still getting paid today, and he made over $50 million. But I want you to understand, Michael Jackson grossed more than all of the top 10 entertainers combined. See, you gotta understand, but guys, guess what? Their states are making more dead, and it's gonna continue to grow and go on and on. Do y'all understand that? Let's give you a second example. Let me ask you real quick. Imagine you had a lawn mowing business. Let's say you made $25 per lawn. You could mow 8 lawns, you make $200 a day. That's an example of 100% your own effort. But look at this. Now let's imagine you owned a lawn mowing referral business, landscaping, and you spent your time finding lawns that needed to be mowed. You contracted 20 contractors to mow 8 lawns a day. You charge $25, but you pay each contractor $20. You make $5 per yard. That's 120 times 8 lawns, that's 160 lawns per day. So every day, you make $800 in your own pocket. Which do you want? Scenario number 1, you do it all yourself, you make $200, or you get a team of people and you make the overrides residual income from what the team does. You understand? See, a lot of people, y'all don't understand. This is the part that y'all getting caught up on because you say, you gotta know how to explain that. Now, having said that, number 1, laboring in the hot sun 200 per day, or earning 800 a day, simply finding lawns that needed to be mowed, and finding other people to mow the lawns, leveraging the time and talents. Guys, that's an example of 1% the effort of 100 people. Do you get that? Yes. And guys, what I want you to understand is this, which will make more sense. I read a good book that said a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. In that work market, you might forget to work, but the work won't forget you. Now, which makes more sense? To rent or to own? Oh. Which one makes more sense, to rent or to own? See, if you rent, you don't have ownership. You can, you can't pass on to your children. You have no say so. You can't build up equity. You have nothing to show for except for your rent receipts. Do you see that? Yes. But watch this. If you own it, you can pass it on to your children, children's children. You can customize it to your liking. You can sell it. You can rent it out and earn income from it. You have equity built up, and you can leverage the asset. So which one makes more sense, to rent or to own? It just makes more sense to own, right? But how many of you know when you work a job, that's all you're doing is renting your life?
Wow.
You have nothing to show for it. Each rent receipt, each paycheck's like a rent receipt. You can't pass on to your kids. You don't control it. But at least you have a business here that you own. So the question is, why would you work hard? Well, let me just go to the next one. Why not work hard like a dog for 4 to